Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today, we're discussing a 2023 launch made in platinum in 150 pieces. From Louis Vuitton, this is the Voyager Skeleton. So this is not part of the Tambour family. This is its own line and a very exclusive offering. In full monoblock platinum, the Voyager Skeleton is 41 millimeters in diameter, 9.5 millimeters thick, from lug tip to lug tip, 48.3 millimeters, and the lug spacing is a shockingly small 14, but as you can see, the strap is considerably broader than that, so you're going to want to go OEM or custom. Don't take that 14 at face value. There is more to the way it segues into the lines of the case. Now, being sub 10 millimeters, it's very slim and sits limpet-like on the wrist, really hugging the wrist quite well. The lugs are angled down, which mitigates any kind of fit issues from the 48 lug to lug. You can see on my wrist, it does sit nicely, and I'd recommend this watch for wrists of 15 centimeters circumference and up. Here's your down the barrel shot right there. Here's your cuff shot. You can see it will easily slide underneath the dress cuff, and then here's your over the top. That always exaggerates the width of the watch, though I recommend the down the barrel as the definitive angle. So we've got this sort of Epsom leather where you've got calfskin that's been hot stamped to give it this unique texture. It's thick cut too, but it's not bolstered. It's got a sheer cut profile, blue lacquered for refinement, and then a more natural calfskin on the bottom. No crimping, no gouging, LV factory strap. The buckle properly is platinum. Some brands these days do pair platinum watches with white gold buckles, but LV doing things the right way. You can see a combination of curves and fastening. The design is distinctive. We get to the case. And so this is the Voyager case, and this is what I mean when I say it's monoblock. Notice that there's no separate bezel structure. The mid case and the bezel are all one form, which creates this beautiful, seamless, unbroken expanse of ultra-white PT950 platinum in the highest grade. You can also see that the differential finish, the satin and the polish is effective, and the complex contouring, which rises to a crest at 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, it's intriguing. And then we have a crown here with the LV monogram on it. We also have a little bit of knurling on the side to make it easier to turn. The bezel is as minimal as can be. You can see this little flatted, concentrically brushed segment, but then the bezel and the absolutely flat crystal are almost completely flush, and it is very striking to behold. The dial is almost one and the same as the movement, but we'll break it down. The first thing we'll do is we'll describe the extent to which the watch is loomed. It is not loomed. It looks like it may have luminescent hands, but it does not. So I wanted to be dramatically clear about that. Now, the dial is inspired by the architecture at Louis Vuitton boutiques, but also the Fondation Louis Vuitton helps to provide some of the architectural inspiration for the dial. Of course, LV is a recurring theme here, and then you can see that Louis Vuitton, the name, has been cut into the cover of the barrel. We have these dramatically angular, brushed bridges with bevels on the side that are nicely mirrored. Now, this is a machined bevel, but nicely done to the same standard you'll find on, for example, JLC or Audemars Piguet. We have a nice tonal contrast between the silver and the blue, and it is an easy watch to read, which is not always the case for skeleton dials. Taking a quick look, you can see that we have a micro rotor automatic winding system visible from the dial side. The barrel is visible, so is the drivetrain, all the way up to the escapement and the oscillator. The motion works that drives the hands is visible at center, and you can see that the keyless works, including clutches and springs, visible down at 3 o'clock. We also have a case back that might be a little bit redundant on a watch that gives you so much action up front, but why not? More is better. You can see a movement, a micro rotor automatic that's a collaboration between Louis Vuitton, La Fabrique du Temps, and Cercle des Horlogers, which is a company associated with the Speak Marin brand. So Cercle des Horlogers and La Fabrique du Temps Louis Vuitton collaborated on this micro rotor automatic that they call the LV60. You can see that the rotor is beveled, mirror finished, and then satinated on its side, which I really like. You can see the oscillator beating away. They're using Inca block for shock protection and Edicron for timing and beat error correction. It is a big movement, which I enjoy. The 29 joule automatic with 48-hour power reserve and a 4 hertz beat rate. All this water resistant down to to 50 meters, so a little bit more than the dress watch standard, though I still would not take it swimming. You can see on the back we have more of that brushed finish, and again we have those bevels which are nicely executed and abundant. The screw heads are polished, which is the preferable treatment given the paradigm of the watch, which is generally silver, white, and grayscale, with the exception of a few blue flourishes on the dial. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.